Milwaukee, 1991. The city hummed quietly, unaware that behind a plain apartment door on North 25th Street, pure horror lived in silence. Jeffrey Dahmer looked like any other man, shy, polite, even awkwardly kind. But beneath that calm, a hunger grew, one that blurred the line between desire, death, and domination. His neighbors complained about strange smells, the sound of a saw at midnight, but Dahmer smiled, said it was spoiled meat. They believed him, because monsters don't usually look like him. This was not just murder. This was ritual, a chilling exploration of control and loneliness. The story of how a quiet boy became the Milwaukee Cannibal. Before the apartment, before the killings, there was a lonely boy. Jeffrey grew up fascinated by what others feared: animal bones, roadkill, the anatomy of death. He wasn't violent, not yet, but he felt something missing: emotion, warmth, belonging. His parents fought endlessly. His father, a chemist, taught him how to dissolve remains in acid, a knowledge that would one day return in nightmares. By high school, Dahmer was drinking heavily, drifting away from reality. His classmates laughed at his odd behavior, unaware they were watching a mind quietly unravel. By 1978, fresh out of high school, Dahmer picked up a hitchhiker named Stephen Hicks. They drank beer, listened to music, and when Hicks tried to leave, Dahmer struck him with a dumbbell. The sound of the weight echoed through the house. Silence followed. For hours, Dahmer sat beside the body, touching, exploring, unsure why he couldn't let go. He dismembered Hicks, buried the parts in the yard. The transformation was complete. The boy who dissected animals had become a man who dissected people. By the late 1980s, Dahmer had turned his one-bedroom apartment into a workshop of death. He used sleeping pills, acid, and drills, trying to create what he called zombie companions. Police visited more than once. They even returned a victim, a 14-year-old boy, back into Dahmer's arms, believing it was a domestic dispute. The boy was dead within the hour. The photos, all in plain sight. And yet the system looked away. AI image prompts. Dahmer claimed he never wanted his victims to suffer. He wanted them to stay. His acts weren't born from rage, but from obsession. In his mind, consuming them was a way to keep them forever. Forensic psychologists described him as emotionally frozen, detached from morality, yet painfully aware of his loneliness. Dahmer was both monster and man, a paradox that haunts psychology to this day. July 22, 1991. Tracy Edwards escaped from Dahmer's apartment, handcuffed, terrified. He led the police back to apartment 213. What they found defied belief. Skulls in the fridge, photographs of dismemberment, and preserved remains. The officers froze. They had opened the door to hell. The discovery ended Dahmer's spree, but it also exposed one of the greatest investigative oversights in American history. The courtroom was silent as Dahmer admitted everything, calmly, even politely. His words chilled the nation. "I did what I did because it was my compulsion." He was sentenced to 15 life terms. No remorse, no emotion, just the faintest hint of relief, as if confessing finally quieted the storm inside him. To the families, there was no peace, only the echo of his monotone voice. In prison, Dahmer became a curiosity. Some called him evil incarnate, others saw him as a broken machine. He read the Bible, joked about his crimes, and accepted his fate. In 1994, another inmate, Christopher Scarver, bludgeoned Dahmer to death. The man who consumed others was himself consumed by the justice of the damned. Dahmer's crimes forced America to ask hard questions. How did police miss so many warnings? Why were victims' voices ignored, especially young men of color? The case exposed deep racial and social divides. It wasn't just one man's evil. It was a mirror showing what society refused to see. Dahmer's story is not just horror, it's warning. Evil doesn't always wear a monster's face. Sometimes it hides behind loneliness, isolation, and neglect. His name will forever echo through true crime history. But the real tragedy lies in the forgotten faces of his victims. As the world watches his story retold in countless documentaries, one truth remains. Understanding evil is not the same as forgiving it. And sometimes, the scariest monsters are the ones who look just like us.